let me ask you, Arjun first and then Shubhrata, one myth or misconception you'd like to bust, and also one thing you're hoping that together, collectively, we can change. Whether
So I think one of the main things that young men face the issue with is they feel like therapy is portrayed as some sort of fix all for them. So they feel like they'll go to therapy and suddenly every problem of theirs will be solved. But therapy is a huge process, and the people who are in therapy have to take on um, actions on themselves as well, and you have to take time to find the right therapist as well. So it's, as we have been talking about, it's a journey that you have to go through. You won't find the perfect therapist on the first go, and you won't find the quick fix solution either. You'll have to put in the effort, you'll have to put in the hours, but eventually it'll be worth it. And if I had to change one thing, I would change the number of psychologists in tier 3 cities in India, because I could use some support over here. And yeah.
that is a really good one, genuine one. I hope the right people are listening. We'll make sure they are. Shubhrata, over to you.
Okay, so the biggest myth that I want to address here and challenge that as well is that depression is a choice. It's just not. It's not sadness, you know. It's not that someone is very sad and then they don't want to get out of bed and they stay in bed. It's an illness. It has so much to do with changes in your brain. It has so much to do with, you know, and the brain controls the entire body. So people somehow seem to think that all our behavior, all our thoughts are somehow divorced from our brain, which is not true. The brain is the master of all. So if something is wrong with our thoughts and behavior, naturally something has happened in the brain. Now, as of now, of course, we don't know exactly what happens. The studies are going on. I don't know how much we'll get to see on that in our lifetimes. Maybe we will. But this is a big, big myth. People just think that it's a choice. It's not a choice. And I think this choice theory probably is something that drives that stigma quite a bit. And one thing that if I had the chance, I would like to change is get people to know about this, get people to acknowledge this. Because what happens is the moment you talk about mental health, no one wants to talk about it. Nobody even wants to. I mean, we keep having these conversations. I keep writing articles. We keep putting up blog posts. No one reads those because nobody wants to touch mental health even with a barge pole. That's how bad it is. Because if people would read, there is so much of information about how depression is not a choice, and people are just not open to reading about it. Because, and I also get this during a little bit of the peer support that someone feels low. Someone may actually have depression. Of course, I cannot say that for sure because I cannot, diagnose. But I feel that they have depression, and then I tell them, and they talk to me, and then they get better for some time. Maybe the symptoms go away after a while, and they kind of look down on me that okay, I got better. That was nothing, kuch nahi tha. And then I know I feel bad when this happens, not for myself but for them, because having seen depression so close up, I know it's going to come again. We all know that anyone who has it once, very likely chances they'll get it again. And this kind of attitude that okay, Kotu, it was nothing, I got over it, I'm so brave, that's not the way it is. The
Little bit of,
strength.
yeah, it's a little bit
The
of
strength.
denial also, right? Because you want to be like, it's
Absolutely.
done, it's over.
Absolutely,
But
you don't.
I will disagree with you on one thing respectfully. People are reading. I will tell you that people have written to me about articles you've written on our site. They will tell us a year later. So there's no way I can use this in our analytics and our, super successful, whatever. People come back much later to say, and usually you're right. It's usually when they've come through what they had to come through, or they'll come quietly and say, like, it's never open display of love and affection, but it's more like someone was going through something. I sent them that article or that book or that piece. So I want you to keep heart. I think that you should
Thank
know.
you.
Yeah, and I've seen
Thank you.
responses to your tweets. So I'm also there to show you the mirror. I've seen people telling you it makes a difference. And Arjun,
Thank
similarly
you.
for you, I know it must feel very lonely. It's amazing that you are in Hisar, you're practicing in Haryana. We talk a lot about the access to resources and help, and you're walking that talk. So please feel free to reach out anytime. Through the Health Collective tribe, as Shubhrata called it a few years ago, through the community, we have your back. Anything we can do to support you. You both are doing an incredible job. So thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank
I'll
you.
just keep rehearing what you just said over and over again throughout the day.
Yes, absolutely. We'll do this again though in person. We'll come to you. Don't worry.
Yes, even
Thank
better.
you both so much. It's not easy, and I think again for anyone who watches this later, and we'll clip out some of these clips. We'll put the quotes up. Just know that there are other people going through very similar experiences. You're not alone. It sometimes feels like you're in your own silo and that nobody else understands, but other people are going through very similar struggles. So please know that help is available.